What's up, guys? I want to share my lucid dream experiences and how I learned so that people who are curious about it can, learn from it. So it started when I was, when I was really little. I was like 5, 6, 7, somewhere around there. And my sister, who was a couple years older than me, told me, she was like, hey, I figured out how to wake up from a bad dream. When you have, she's like, when, there was a monster chasing me, and I said, I want to wake up, I want to wake up, I want to wake up, and she woke up. So she told me to do that. So after a while, I was able to do that. I was able to tell myself, while I was dreaming, when I was afraid and I was having a bad dream, I was able to remember, oh yeah, I'm in a dream, I can wake up, wake up, wake up, and I would wake up. So I was able to do that at a very young age. And then what I started being able to do was control my dream, and realizing that, okay, I'm having a bad dream right now. It's not real. I can change it. I can just change the setting. And so I did that. But then I would forget that I was dreaming and go back into believing that it was real. And there was one time where I remember like flying away from Earth and going way far away and through time and space, and I was like, my body felt like it was golden, and I felt wonderful all over. It was like one of the greatest feelings ever. And I realized that, hey, I have complete control over what I'm doing right now. I can fly around anywhere in existence, because I realized that I had all this power where in the dream state that I was in. And I was like, hey, this is cool. I figured it out. And so I started flying around in existence. But then I forgot right away, because you can only hold, it's really hard to hold that awareness when you're dreaming. It's really hard to like remember for a long period of time. But when you do remember, it's really fun, because you start just doing whatever. And what I did one time, this is what I realized. I was sleeping, I was having a dream, and it felt real, and then I realized that I was dreaming, but I wanted to let my physical self know that was sleeping, that I, in the dream, felt very real and very alive. And I said, hey, and I touched my legs, and I said, I'm real. I feel alive. I am alive. And I was like, the feeling in my body, I felt just as real and alive as I do in this reality. And I wanted to send a message to myself, to remind myself that. So what I did was, I wrote on the wall in my dream, I am alive. And I wrote that as a message to myself in this reality, to let me know that when I am in a dream, I am real, I am alive, and I feel alive. And then, so that was a very lucid moment for me, to actually write a message to my sleeping self to let me know that, hey, I'm alive here too. And so when I wake up from dreams like that, I start to realize that if I am so alive in my dreams, and I can feel real in my dreams, just as real as I do in this reality, who's to say that this reality is not a dream, and that we just feel this way. We just feel real, but we're not really here. We're somewhere else. And so it's like that saying about life is but a dream within a dream. And that's when I started realizing that. So another dream experience I had was, so it was like sort of a nightmare type of dream, and this lady was walking with me telling me all this bad news and stuff, and I was like, oh, this is horrible. And it was not a very good dream, and I thought that it was real, and I was freaking out. And then I stopped, and something inside of me realized that I was having a dream. And I stopped, and I turned to the lady, and I said, wait a minute. You're not real. You're not really here. None of this is even true. And she looked at me and was like, you're not supposed to know that. And then she disappeared. And everything just changed after that in my dream. And I changed the setting. But it was almost like they were trying to trick me. It was almost like she was put there to trick me, and that when I found out, she was like, you weren't supposed to know that. It wasn't real. And so it's kind of like when you're in, like, if you've ever seen Star Trek and they're having, like, they're in the holodeck and they're just interacting with these people. These people are just programs, right? They're not actually really from your reality. And if you tell them that they're not, if you tell a hologram in the holodeck that you're not real, they're like, what? But I don't know. It's kind of funny. Like, your dreams are kind of like when you're in a holodeck. But see, the problem is when we go to this place in our dreams, we forget that we're in a dream. But if you remember that you're in a dream, you realize, hey, you're in the holodeck. And if you ever watch Star Trek, you can just be like, computer, take me to 1950s, blah blah blah, like, and it'll go there. Like, you can just be the creator of your reality in the dream world if you realized that you were dreaming. The issue is it's hard to hold that awareness. So I have some tips that can possibly help you. Most of the time, these things, also out-of-body experiences and stuff, have happened to me when I was sleeping in the daytime. Not all of them, but some of them, where I'm sleeping in the daytime, where I've gotten enough sleep and I'm just going back to sleep because I'm too lazy to get up. That is when these things happen most of the time. And you are drifting in and out of in and out of awareness. And also not having food, not digesting food when you're trying to sleep. So having eaten hours before you went to bed. So you're going to sleep slightly hungry, but don't go to sleep full. And also, it's happened to me a lot when I'm sleeping on my stomach, or when I'm just laying in a position that I'm very comfortable in. It doesn't have to be like, you don't have to be laying there like stiff. Just be comfortable and just, tell yourself in the daytime that you want to start experience. See, you need to speak to your subconscious mind, because your subconscious mind is awake even when you're sleeping, and your subconscious mind can be like an alarm clock and tell you, or it can be a reminder when you are sleeping to be like, hey, remember when so you tell yourself, remember, when I am in a bad dream, tell me, I need to tell myself to wake up. And just start by doing that. Tell yourself when to wake up, to remember to wake up. And so next time you have a bad dream, you might actually remember, and your subconscious mind might actually remind you, hey, you're dreaming, wake up. So that's one thing that you can do. I know a lot of people talk about using hallucinogens and stuff, drugs, in order to have spiritual experiences or lucid dreams and stuff. And I'm here to say that I've never done a hallucinogen, and you don't need any of those things in order to have spiritual experiences and to have lucid dreams. That you can do it naturally, and you are fully capable of doing this naturally. Your mind and your body and your soul is much more powerful than you can even realize. And writing down your dreams every day, writing down or just keeping track of, telling someone about your experiences in your dreams will help you remember them easier. And when you start remembering them easier, you start focusing on them more. And then when you're sleeping, your subconscious mind is more involved in the dream, and it's able to remind you, hey, you're dreaming. So that's kind of just a little bit I wanted to share about lucid dreaming, and just some of my experiences. I know I have others, but I didn't write anything down before I did this video to cover, so I'm just going like, from what I can just remember off the top of my head. So I'll definitely make more videos about dreaming, because there's so much involved in your dreams, and there's so many things that you can do in your dreams. You can have prophetic dreams, you can share dreams, and these are things that you can all learn. You can learn how to do all these things naturally without the use of any drugs. Okay, so that's all I wanted to share. Please like and subscribe. Okay, I love you. Bye bye.